What is up, guys? Cal Proline Junk Removal. Right now I'm headed to go pick up the gooseneck for a job that we're about to go do in Dallas, and it's going to be a fairly simple job. It's just going to be all household boxes, stuff like that, Amazon boxes mainly and stuff like that, but it's a pretty big pile, but it'll be an easy job, and the job's not going to weigh that much either, which is a big plus. All right, we're about to get backed up to the gooseneck. If you guys don't have a third brake backup camera, I'll give you guys a little hack for hooking up a gooseneck. This is all I use, just a magnet on a stick. What I do, just right there, and then all I do is just look in the back window and just eyeball basically this part to the hitch and just back straight up. It's better than having to get out 100,000 times and see where you're really at. All right, guys, we just got hooked up. Like I just showed you, for me right now in the truck I have, it doesn't have a backup camera, so just using that magnet is pretty simple. I can just back up pretty much in one shot instead of having to get it in and out, you know, a couple of times like before. That way it's pretty much one and done. So yeah, anyways, we're headed to the job in Dallas. It's about a 50-minute drive, so that really sucks. And on the way back, we're probably gonna hit traffic too. All right, well, we just made it to the job. It was a pretty brutal drive, but you know, again, that's just a part of it. Anyways, I'm waiting for the customer right now to pull up, and then once he gets here, then we'll be able to actually go inside. Right now the garage is shut and we need him here for that. So yeah, once he gets here, which hopefully it's pretty soon, we were gonna meet here at 3:30 and it's exactly 3:30 and he's not here. So hopefully any second he pulls up. We just made it to the job. It's this whole pile right here. It's all cardboard, just boxes in general, not the things over here, just this pile.
Okay. And that tree's dead, right, bro?
Yeah, that thing's toast.
Okay, bro, I'm just gonna go to the bank and I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, and just the other thing is this tree right here with no branches in the middle. He wants that gone, so that thing's gonna go. All right, now time for the fun stuff. Grab a bucket for any loose trash like this. Nice. What's good about this job though is, I mean, essentially all of it is just cardboard, except for this stuff. But honestly, I'm not complaining because this stuff's scrap right here. So Yeah, everything else is just trash and cardboard, lightweight stuff, which is my favorite. I wish I could have backed up a little closer, but since we're in an alleyway, this is pretty much as good as it's gonna get. Trying to do is these bigger boxes, I'm trying to stuff as much little small things, kind of loose trash around into it, so I can drag just the whole entire box out and I don't have to pick up all these little things and make 100 trips. I can just put them all in this box. A little bit of scrap. That in our little scrap pile we got going. A little bit more scrap. Man, it is hot. There's a car coming down the alleyway. I really hope we don't have to move, because it's a pain in the ass getting back here. We probably got about 20 more minutes left. Just clean up all the small stuff. Finally, almost done.
Do you have anything to get these?
Yeah, I'll blow out the entire garage before I go.
How's business, bro? Is this slow, right? Everything?
I mean, in the summer it's usually always pretty good. Yeah, but in the winter it definitely slows down quite a bit. That,
A lot of people don't even move during winter, huh? That's why.
right, and then also too, a lot of the repeat work, like contractors, they also don't work in the winter either most of the time. Only thing I got to do now is just back up a little bit and load up all the metal, my chainsaw and my bucket, and we will be good to go. Alright guys, this is all the scrap we got. It's a pretty small pile, but you know, it's better than nothing. And then over there, it's all the wires we got from this job. But yeah, this job is a wrap. Alright guys, we were done with that job. It was mainly just all cardboard like you guys saw, so once we go to dump it, it'll be a really cheap dump fee. I mean, it's not going to be that much since all of it is just super light cardboard. And pretty much everything else in the trailer right now is mainly cardboard except for a couple bags and some branches. So yeah, pretty much the entire trailer is going to be all cardboard. So honestly, I'm looking forward to this dump fee because it's going to be cheap. Usually the dump fees I get are super expensive just because I load this thing down and it's full of just mixed trash all the time. Well, right now it's, like I said, it's all cardboard. Anyways guys, we're headed to the next job, so I'll pick up the camera once we get there. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I sold pretty hard. The last clip you guys just saw, where I just mentioned I'm going to show you guys the next job that I was about to do. Well, I did that job, I just completely forgot, and then I worked the entire day and forgot to record. So, with that being said, it is now the next day, and I just pulled up to a job, and I'll show you this job right now. Alright, so this is it. It's just a whole bunch of rocks, and then these roots right here. It's really not much at all, to be honest. I mean, that's it. And obviously I didn't bring a trailer because it's not that much to where I can just throw it in the back, so that's what I'm about to do. Alright, let's get this all loaded. And these stones, I'm gonna actually recycle them. It's just more or less kind of a pain because I'm gonna have to load it and then unload it, but it is what it is. I have no air in the airbags. Honestly, I think it'll probably only squat like 1 or 2 inches. Look at that hog. Got a little rebar in it. Obviously jobs like this is super easy and they don't take long, but you have to account, you know, when you're bidding these jobs, the weight, the type of material, and how you're going to get rid of it. Just because it's an easy job doesn't mean that you should charge super cheap. Because like I said, for example, all this stuff, I'm going to have to unload it again, and I'm going to have to go somewhere else to unload it. So you got to factor that in. You have to factor that in on your price. Man, I gotta move that. Almost completely iced my fuel line. I know this video's kind of been all over the place, but this job I just finished was actually gonna be the only job for today, and that's just because I need to take care of some things outside of work. So with that being said, I'll pick up the camera tomorrow once I start working again. All right guys, it is the next day. Right now I'm about to go dump this concrete. Then after that, we have to go to a meeting. And then after that, we gotta go dump the trailer. Then after that, we're gonna be tackling a pretty big job. So that's what we got going on for today on the schedule. So let's get this concrete dumped right now. All right guys, we just got that meeting done. I'm gonna show you what the meeting entailed, I guess. So pretty much what he was asking is if I can dump this one, that trash can right there, and this cigarette bud trash can basically once a week. And if you guys know the area, this is Billard Sports Bar in Keller. So he just wants me to empty those 2 trash cans once a week, and in return, pretty much what he'll do is he's going to advertise me on their Facebook, their Instagram, whatever social medias they have. I think they had a couple. So he said he would advertise me on his social media, as well as once he gets this wall painted inside, once he gets this wall in here painted, I'm not sure how well you can see that. Once he gets this wall painted in there, he's gonna put basically my flyer on the wall as well. So pretty much just once a week, those 2 trash cans, empty them, in return advertising for me. So might as well, right? I mean, it's essentially free. There's going to be honestly no dump fee. I'm not really spending any money on gas because this address compared to where I keep my trailers is a 3-minute drive. So it's essentially right down the road. Could be a win-win. You know, if it doesn't work out, I won't do it, but I'm at least gonna give it a try. So I just got this trash can emptied. All I did was pull the bag, put it in my trash can, and got this cigarette bud tray emptied. That part's empty, and then the bottom is also empty. So I mean, very simple. There's nothing difficult about this at all. I'm in and out in basically a minute, and I can potentially get some free advertising, so I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, we just got hooked up to the gooseneck. This one's pretty much completely full. It doesn't look like there's that much coming out the top as usual, but it's pretty much full of boxes, stuff like that. So let's go get this thing unloaded. We just got the trailer dumped. That dump fee was only $80. The reason why it was so cheap was just because the entire trailer, essentially, except for just a couple things on the top, those tree branches, everything else was all cardboard. And it was all cardboard, just boxes. I didn't break anything down. So, you know, it was just a lot of empty cardboard boxes that took up a lot of space, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I mean, $80 dump fee, I'll definitely take that. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna end the video here. Is the job that I'm headed to now, I'm gonna make it in the next video, just so this video is not too long. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, make sure you guys come back for the next video. Go ahead and subscribe. And until then, I'll catch you guys then.